For example, if you work only with one country, yes, if you decide to employ a person only in one country using the local staffing agency, you compare working with us, yeah. So the main difference would be that you would have a direct contract with us in the country where you have your home office. The contract between your company and our company would be governed by local legislation. In case of you working with a local staffing agency, you would need to have an international contract, plus you would need to send your money overseas, meaning your bank may ask you different questions. Why are you sending your money overseas, etc. Especially if you work with some third world countries. Yes, if you work with the first world countries, developed countries, then everybody would be fine. Your bank would be fine. For example, if you would pay to UK or you pay to Germany, all is fine. But if, for example, you pay to some Persian Gulf countries, or you pay to some Latin countries, or you pay to some Asian countries which are not in the developed world countries list, all right, then you may have these problems, okay? So plus all the reporting we have is in English, plus you would have a dedicated account manager, and we don't know about that in the case with a local staffing agency. And what is important, that the time you decide to go into another country, we are here to help you. In case you work with a local staffing agency, you would need to find a separate company working on that second market. You would need to make your due diligence to understand, is that company worth working with, all right? And plus you would need to have a separate contract. Plus you would have a separate manager working with you. In our case, you have everything together, yeah? So you have unified reporting, you have one dedicated manager working with you as a client, you would have a single global agreement with us, but we would manage all your workforce around the globe, no matter how many countries you want to work in. It's much easier for you to manage that contract, to administer that contract, right? You don't need to have, for example, you would want to work in 50 countries, you wouldn't want to have 50 different contracts, plus 50 different terms. Because once you work with us, in the majority of countries, you would have similar terms, similar financial terms working with us. In some countries, you may have slightly different financial terms, but that because of the local legislation and local rules of doing business.